Hi everyone, good evening to all of you and welcome to the webinar once again. So now we shall start with today's topic. Let me just quickly share my screen with all of you and here I go. So as you can see on your screen, the topic for today's class is summary completion and note completion questions. And these questions are in relation with the reading exam, okay, the reading module of the IELTS exam. So you can keep your pen and pencils and paper ready if you want to make any notes. So let's move forward without any delay. The topics to be discussed in today's webinar are summary completion questions. Then we'll be throwing some light on note completion questions. After that, we'll have practice question and answers. That means sample question and answers. It's the same. I'll also give you some scoring tips and strategies regarding these two questions, summary completion and note completion. And in the end, I'll give you some time to ask your doubts or queries which you have related to the webinar. Okay. So that session we'll have in the end for 5 to 10 minutes. So let's start with the first part of our webinar, which is summary completion questions. Let's read about it quickly. What is it exactly? So summary completion questions. These questions appear regularly in the IELTS reading test. So you need to learn how to answer them. Let's see what is a summary first. Okay. So a summary is a short, clear description that gives the main facts or ideas about something. In this case, it's a short summary of information from part of the text that's been set for your reading test. For summary completion questions, you will be given the text and secondly, a summary of information from a section of the text with some gaps where words have been missed out. You may also be given a list of words to fill the gaps with. You will be required to do one of the following tasks. Let's see what are they. So first is maybe you're required, to fill in the gaps with words from the word list, or you might be asked to fill in the gaps with the words from the text. Okay. So either of these two will be mentioned to you in the instructions. So please read the instructions very carefully before you attempt any kind of question. Let's see what are the skills needed for this particular kind of question. So this type of question tests your ability to skim the summary for general meaning, scan the text for specific information, identify keywords, recognize synonyms and paraphrasing, and use context to make predictions. So in these points, I'm sure till now, after so many webinars we have come across, right? So I have explained to you so many times the meaning of this word: skim, scan, synonyms, and paraphrasing. Okay, so I'm assuming that you know already the meaning of it. If you do not know, you can just go back to our previous webinars which happened, and then from our page you can just look for the video and grasp the knowledge for these particular words. Moving on to key tips. So let's see what are the key tips for these particular kind of questions. First is vocabulary. Summary completion questions are all about vocabulary. You need to be able to recognize a wide range of synonyms and also paraphrasing to score highly. Second is answer order. So the answers are usually in the same order in the text as the order of the missing words. On the rare occasions that they aren't, the keywords will help you to easily spot this. Third tip is words from text questions. So take careful note of how many words you should write for your answer. Example, no more than 2 words. If you write more than this, your answer will be marked wrong, even if the information is correct. So this is a very crucial point, guys. Just take a note of it. Fourth is list of words questions. So there will be more words in the list than there are gaps in the summary to fill. So you won't need them all. Your task is to select the correct ones. Next, there will probably be some words in the list that you can eliminate immediately as clearly being incorrect. This could be because of their meaning or their grammar form. Cross them through in pencil so you don't waste time considering them. So elimination method again is a very important part of your reading and listening exam, as well as list of words, as they have already told you that the examiners will be giving you more words as you may require. So you have to choose the correct ones. It's just to confuse you. Okay. Next is prediction. Fifth tip. When you read the summary, try to predict the type of word you will need to fill each gap from the context of the sentence. Is it adjective, noun, a verb, etc.? Doing this will make it much easier to spot the correct word because you'll have a big clue as to what you're looking for. Next step is use other clues. If you are able to predict the word form, example, and adjective, look for the adjective closest to the keyword in the text. This will probably be the word you need or a synonym of it. I'll illustrate this when we come to the example exercise. So I'll show you the sample question and answer in the end of this type of question. Next step is time management. If you're struggling to find a specific missing word, take an educated guess and move on. It's not worth losing too much time on it. Focus on getting the easier marks and come back to it later if you have time. So please do not waste your time in just one question, okay, for 1 mark. Just make an educated guess and move on. Next step is check grammar. When you've entered your answer, check the sentence to ensure that it is grammatically correct. If it isn't, your answer is wrong. Next step, don't read it all. You don't need to read the whole text in detail, just the part that is summarized. So please do not, guys, waste your time in reading each and every line that is not required out of you. Okay. So please just focus on the question and the answers. Now, here are some common challenges faced while answering summary completion questions. So let's see what are they. Find some common issues you will encounter while answering summary completion questions in the IELTS academic reading exams. So try to avoid such mistakes to level up your band scores. Let's see what are the challenges. First is a common mistake is not reading the instructions properly. Okay, so as I said, instructions very crucial. Wasting time by reading the whole text. This is another challenge. Go through the summary with blanks and compare it to the passage. Looking for the exact word in the given passage. Either it's better to look for synonyms or paraphrasing. This is again a very, very crucial tip which they have given you. The biggest challenge that you look for the same exact words. Okay, please do not look for any exact word. They will be paraphrased. That means they will be changed into synonyms. Next challenge which the candidates face is one of the simple mistakes that we can say is grammar. You must be aware of grammar mistakes, okay? So you should be aware of your grammatical skills. Next challenge is searching for a single answer for a very long time may ruin your time. So again, time management is again an essential, point. Let's go through some strategies, okay, because of which you can just ease down your difficult time during these questions. So first strategy is carefully read the instructions, taking particular note of where you should get the missing words from, a word list or the text. If it's the text, note the word limit for your answer. Example, no more than 2 words, okay, or no more than 3 words. Like that, it will be written in the instructions. Second strategy is skim read the summary to get a general understanding of what it's about. Next, read the summary in more detail and try to predict the type of word needed to fill each gap. Example, verb, noun, adjective, and what that word might be. Don't spend too long on this, but it will save you time later if you do it. Okay. Next is, if the question includes a list of words, see if you can guess any answers. You may be able to narrow it down to 2 or 3. There will be others that will be obviously wrong. So again, the elimination method, which we just read about. Next strategy is, the summary will normally relate to one section of the text, probably 2 to 3 paragraphs. Your next job is to identify this. Pick out a few keywords from the summary to scan for: names, numbers, places, or dates. are ideal if there are any in the summary, as these will be easy to spot. Remember that synonyms could be used. When you've made your selection, scan the text from them. Next strategy is read the first sentence of the summary with a gap in it. Try to work out what form of word will fit. For example, an adjective, the past tense of a verb, a countable noun. You may even be able to predict the missing word itself or a synonym. Next strategy is identify one or two keywords and scan the section of the text for them, watching out for synonyms and paraphrasing. Eighth, when you found the part of the text with the answer in, read it in detail to identify the word you need, either in the text itself or from the word list. And ninth strategy is to check your answer to ensure that the sentence is grammatically correct. So this you have to, this ninth strategy you have to follow for each and every question which you do, not just in reading, but also in listening. Okay. Just check your answer in the end while revising that it is grammatically fit. Next, last strategy, 10th one, repeat this process for the rest of the missing words. So again, you have to follow the same strategies for other kinds of questions. Now, guys, as you can see, there is, a long text with 1, 2, and 3 paragraphs here. So it says evolution of museums. This is a sample paragraph here for you, just to show you that how will your reading paper for this particular question look like. Okay, summary completion. So passages like these, paragraphs like these will be given to you, and questions like these, questions 1 to 5. So they will ask you like this: complete the summary below. As you can see, they have given a paragraph and few blanks have been left out for you to fill in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there are 5 blanks in these 2 paragraphs. Now read the instructions very carefully. Write one word only. So you just have to use one word as an answer. If you use 2 or 3 words, then again the answer will be wrong. Okay, from part A of the passage for each answer. So they will specify everything. You just have to go to part A, which is this. So part A is these 3 paragraphs, and you have to just find the correct paragraph and then look for the answers for words. Okay. Now these were the questions, and I have listed down 5 answers for you. Okay, for these 5 questions. So let's see what were the questions. The earliest museums displayed personal dash belonging to rich people, and until the 18th century, only the elite class would visit these places. So let's read till places first. First answer which they have given is collection and objects. Both can be found as an answer here. The explanation for this which they have given is they have found from this paragraph. Okay. And explanation which they have given, let's read. The very first museums of the world were private dash of objects by wealthy people and institutions. So this line shows that these 2 words can be taken as an answer. So either you can write collections or either you can write objects. Why there are 2 answers? Because collections also fits correctly here. Just read it with the word collection, displayed personal collections. And if we write objects, displayed personal objects, both are sounding correct. And as you can see here, it's interrelated. Of the world were private collections of objects. Okay, so this is how you write the answer. Let's see what was the second question. So for that, we'll have to read it from here. Let's read it from here. In the latter half of the century, the British Museum and the Uffizi Gallery opened their doors for the dash. Let's see what is the explanation which they have given for it. The answer is public. The first museums to be opened for the general public, okay, general public, were the British Museum in London in 1759 and the Uffizi Gallery in Florence in 1765. So you can see here the first museums to be opened for the general public. See, in the latter half of the century, the British Museum and the Uffizi Gallery opened their doors for dash. So as you can see, we read here general public, right? But only public has been made bold. Can you guess why? because we have to use one word as an answer. So we cannot write for the general public. We cannot write two words. That will be wrong. Okay, so we just need to write one word, that is public. So guys, this is how you answer the question for summary completion questions. Let's move forward with our slides. And next we have note completion questions. So let's read about it further. The IELTS academic reading note completion question type is more complicated than other question types. In the note completion questions, the passage will be followed by some incomplete notes. You need to understand the notes to pick the right word or the right keyword. Then you have to compare the keyword with the passage to locate the exact text and identify the correct answer. So this is what you will do in these kind of questions. Let's read further. The note completion is one of the regular question types in the IELTS academic reading test. In the note completion question, you will be provided with one or more paragraphs followed by a few notes with blanks. You are asked to complete the notes with the suitable word from the given passage. Let's read about the skills which are required for this particular question. IELTS academic reading note completion test is to check whether you have good grasping quality and ability. These are some skills that you should have to solve the note completion questions. They are, first skill is, you must read the instructions properly and note them down for your reference. Second, read the passage and question clearly before you look for answers. Next, the important thing is time management. So don't waste your time by reading the entire passage. Look for the relevant text that matches the question type. So these are few of the skills. Now let's read about common challenges faced while answering note completion questions. So first challenge with the candidates face is skipping the instructions given. So as I said again and again, instructions are very crucial. Next is looking for the answers without complete knowledge about the passage. So you do need to have complete knowledge about the passage, okay, before you look for your answers. Next challenge is not finding keywords and searching the answers using the word prior to the blanks. So this is again a very big mistake which the candidates do. They look for the words before the blank so that it's easy to find them. That is not the key, okay? The key is to find the keywords. Next challenge is changing the word form. So please do not change the word form. For example, if it's an adverb, please write it as an adverb. Okay. If it's a noun, write it as a noun. But yes, do check that it's fitting grammatically correct. Okay. In the end. Not looking for synonyms. So this is again a very big mistake. Please do not look for the exact word. Okay. Look for the synonyms or paraphrasing. Now, there are a few strategies and tips which I have provided for you to solve this kind of question. So first tip is, and first strategy is, you are asked to complete the notes without missing information from the part of the passage. Note completion question type is quite similar to the table and flowchart completion question type. So the approach to finding these kind of answers is similar. The incomplete notes you see at the bottom of the paragraph are usually in order, but sometimes it may not be in sequence with the intention of making the task more difficult. So sometimes the order of the answers might be, chronological, but sometimes it might not be, just to confuse you. So please do not get confused and keep looking for the answers. Next strategy and tip is read the instructions carefully so that you can avoid basic mistakes. Remember, you do not exceed the word limit. Notice the headings and subheadings as it helps you to get the correct text in the passage. Next strategy is read the passage and question precisely to understand in depth meaning, which helps you to fill the answers quickly. Next, identify the keyword to spot the correct portion in the passage. Note that you should not change the word form. Your chosen word must be the same as in the passage. So please do not write, any word according to your own knowledge about the passage. Stick to the words which are there in the passage given to you in the exam. Okay, it's all factual. So your knowledge is not required here. Next is check that your answer is grammatically correct and relevant to the particular incomplete note. Do not repeat the word which is already in the question. Also be aware of synonyms, compare the keyword and pick perfect word from the passage. Predict the correct word that completes the note before looking in the passage. You will find the instruction like no more than 2 words or numbers at the top of the question. Remember that and start answering the questions. Now, these were the strategies. Here, as you can see in front of you, a brief history of chocolate. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 paragraphs, a long text given to you with 4 paragraphs. So this kind of paragraph will be given to you in the exam as well. Okay, so please be aware. And questions like these, 1 to 7, complete the notes below. Choose no more than 2 words from the passage for each answer. So there are few sample questions which I have given to you. Developments in the chocolate manufacturing methods. So this is a subheading, as you can see, right? The heading was a brief history of chocolate and the text. And then the subheading was developments in the chocolate manufacturing methods. So you know that there are, things being talked about regarding the methods or the process. 3 major changes took place in the manufacturing process of chocolate, colon mark. So this is another kind of hint which is given to you that they are talking about 3 major changes which took place in the process of chocolate making. First, second, and third. So these are the questions. First is water replaced by dash. Let's see what is the answer which they have given for this. Unequal. So let's write down water replaced by unequal. Okay. Explanation 1. A report from the World Institute of Development Economics Research for the United States University shows that wealth creation is remarkable. One might say criminally unequal. So this is how they have concluded the answer for this kind of question. So again, it will be similar for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 other questions as well. So you just need to look in the paragraph, find the sentence, the 3 stages, and then go back to the question and then the answer or the words, okay, which you have to find for the answer. So this brings us to the end of the webinar. Now, if you have any queries, any question related to any module of IELTS, okay, you can reach out to us on our comment section of our pages. You can write down your queries and we would love to answer them, okay. We also have a YouTube channel, guys, with the same name. So you can reach out to us there as well. So you have both the options available, okay, for reaching out to us. Now I give you some time to ask your queries and questions related to the webinar or any other module of IELTS. So you can start putting your questions on the Q&A section, okay, of the webinar. So I'll just answer them one by one. Yes, you can start answering your questions. Sorry, asking your questions. Do you have any question, guys, related to today's webinar or any other module of IELTS which you want to ask? So guys, as I cannot allow everyone to speak here, so I'm sure all of you are on mute. Please do not raise your hands. Just put your queries, type your questions, and I'll answer them. Just type it here on the Q&A section, okay? I'm waiting. So we have few minutes for writing the question. So if you're not able to find the Q&A section, then it's just beside participants option below, okay? You have a mute option, video, participants, and then Q&A. So please click on Q&A and write your question there. And if anyone doesn't have any question, then they can leave. They are free to leave. And thank you again for joining us in the webinar. But if you want to stay back and listen to others' questions and answers, then you're welcome to do that as well. Please quickly ask your question, guys. And if you do not have any question, then I would like to end the webinar here. We can all leave the meeting together. So I'm giving you another 1 or 2 minutes more, and then we can end the webinar, okay? Okay, so someone is thanking for the presentation. Welcome, and thanks a lot. Okay, so someone is asking, please clear on the doubt clearing. So this is the doubt clearing session which I'm talking about. You have to ask questions and then I will answer them. You just have to put them here. on the Q&A section. Okay. Then someone is asking, is there a certificate? Yes, once you clear your IELTS exam, you will get a certificate, okay, from IDP or from British Council, from wherever you're giving the exam, okay, anywhere in the globe. So you can just go to IDP site, or you can also refer back to our own pages where we have counselors to help you regarding the IELTS exam, okay. So the link or the name of our page is Study Shiksha Abroad. You can always go there and then you can ask your doubts. Someone is asking me how many questions to be expected. So in reading paper, that is for 1 hour, okay, 60 minutes. That is 1 hour paper of reading. You will get total of 40 questions, 40, okay. Total of 40 questions you'll get, and you have to answer all those 40 questions in 1 hour. So this is how the reading paper looks like. If you want to know more about the reading exam in detail, then you can refer back to our reading section webinar, which we had few days before. So you can always go back to our page and you will find the video related to the reading section. So that will also help you to, have some knowledge about the paper. Any other question, guys, before I end the webinar? Well, sadly, currently we do not have any training sessions so far, but yes, we are starting with the daily webinar very soon in June. Okay, I guess it's from 1st June itself. So yes, we are starting with the webinar, and you'll get all the details about the daily webinar on our site. So please do visit us. So you can, complete the whole IELTS course in 1 month with us. So this is the kind of training which we are, giving right now. YouTube name is Shiksha Study Abroad. So with the same name, we have the page also on Google, and we have the YouTube channel as well. Shiksha Study Abroad. So I would just write also here. Okay, so somebody is asking me the link. Sure, just allow me a minute. I'll just copy paste the link for you. Okay, so I'm just copy pasting the date here. Sorry, not the date. I'm copy pasting the link for you. So you can just go and visit this site. And next webinar date is just day after tomorrow, that is Friday. So Friday we have another webinar related to one of the topics in reading again. Okay, so once we finish reading, we'll start with the whole course again, and we'll be covering up listening, speaking, and writing also. Okay. And yes, we have the recordings as well. We have the video recording. So you can please, go and visit our page to see the recordings which we had for the previous webinars. So you will find everything related to what we have done in the past related to the webinars. Okay. Any other question? I hope I've answered each and every question. Will it be possible to share the slides? I'm really sorry, that is very controversial and very, very private to our site. So slides won't be shared, but yes, you'll have the videos in front of you. So you can learn and practice, and you can see the tips and strategies which I have given in the previous webinars as well. So no need to have the slides. You can get, all the help from those videos of the webinars. I'm sure those will help you. And further also in the upcoming sessions, we'll be having more webinars, even on a daily basis. So daily also you'll see me in the webinar, and I'll answer each and every question of yours. So don't worry about that. All right. Welcome, welcome, whoever is saying thanks. So if you do not have any other question, we can leave for the day. And I hope to see you in the next webinar very soon. That is on Friday. Okay. Till then, take care, all of you, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for joining in, guys, again. Bye-bye. Take care.